top Bitcoin DeFi projects and in the future, really innovative projects for Solana are all using this one technology, and it is ICP's Chain Fusion technology. Today in this video, we're going to be reacting to a video by the Dfinity Foundation where their lead engineer talks about Chain Fusion and how it powers Web3. So if you're not familiar with Chain Fusion, it's basically the same thing as chain abstraction, and on ICP, it is the best. ICP has the best multi-chain capabilities, and I think it is super untapped. I talk about it all the time on my channel, and we've recently started to see how the top Bitcoin DeFi projects are utilizing Internet Computer and ICP to create the best Bitcoin DeFi projects. And also I believe in the future that we're going to see some really innovative projects on Solana that will be utilizing ICP's Chain Fusion. I think there's tons of potential. I think this is ICP's best narrative right now, in my opinion. I've been saying that for like 4 years now. But anyways, let's get right into it.
Welcome to the World Computer Tech Talks. My name is Manu, and I'm a Senior Director of Engineering at the Dfinity Foundation. The Web3 space has become very diverse, and this is very exciting. There are many different blockchains with different design choices and different strengths and weaknesses.
I'm not trying to glaze this dude, but he's probably, out of all the people I've met in my life, I would say he's probably, like, technically, obviously I'm not a technical person, but at least he seemed like one of the most smartest people technically I've ever met in my life. So yeah, very smart guy.
Weaknesses. It also comes with downsides. Users are often split between ecosystems. Everything within a single ecosystem is easy to use, but for a different ecosystem, you may need a new wallet or get used to a different workflow. Also, assets typically live on a single blockchain, which leads to fragmentation of assets and liquidity. Wouldn't it be great if we could use the best pieces of every blockchain? The Internet Computer Protocol offers technology that we call Chain Fusion, which enables canister smart contracts on ICP.
You know, I will say this, I like the name Chain Fusion better than chain abstraction. Although chain abstraction is what is the industry standard adopted term for multi-chain, shit, I like Chain Fusion more. I think the brand is like it's two chains fusing. I don't know, abstraction to me just, it seems like a more complicated word, but I don't know.
To securely interact with other blockchains. Canisters on ICP can create signatures, for example, to sign transactions on other blockchains. This is decentralized by the use of threshold cryptography. The canister has its own public key, but the secret key never exists in one place. Instead, the replicas that power the subnet run a cryptographic protocol to create signatures upon the canister's request. Canister smart contracts on ICP can bidirectionally interact with other blockchains. For Bitcoin, there is a native integration, meaning ICP nodes are also able to talk to the Bitcoin network, and a single smart contract on ICP maintains a full copy of the Bitcoin network state. For other chains, this integration is powered by the fact that smart contracts on ICP can make decentralized HTTP calls. Together, this essentially gives ICP smart contracts the power to act as a user of other blockchains, creating, signing, and submitting transactions or smart contract calls. So what can you do with Chain Fusion? ICP has a lot of unique features to support the world computer vision. For example, the amount of computation you can do in a smart contract, the storage capabilities, or the ability to host full applications on-chain, giving users the Web 2 experience that they're used to with all the trust of Web 3. With Chain Fusion, ICP's strengths can be used to augment dApps on other blockchains. Imagine building a Solana DEX. The backend is typically fully on-chain, but the frontend is often hosted by a centralized party. Instead, you can host the frontend on ICP.
Oh my gosh. Whoever at Dfinity, if you watch this video, thank you for talking about Solana and not Ethereum. Nobody cares about Ethereum. Nobody cares. The EVM besides Binance Smart Chain is dead. I think all the L2s, Base will always be relevant because Coinbase, and BSC will always be around because Binance, but Ethereum's dead. I think Solana took the throne when it comes to the smart contract platform game, and I don't think Ethereum's getting it back. So whoever, if you're at Dfinity and you see this, stop using Ethereum in examples. Nobody cares about Ethereum anymore. Start talking about Solana and Bitcoin. Those are the two biggest chains right now. Okay. Well, Bitcoin is the most liquid cryptocurrency and everything, but yeah, I think less focus on EVM.
making it decentralized and unstoppable, removing any centralized dependencies. Lending platforms are an important part of DeFi.
And I think one of the things that, it's interesting that you can do, because we've seen the Chain Fusion, proof of concept starting to roll out for Bitcoin. Took fucking forever. I mean, as I said, I've been talking about this shit ever since they announced the Bitcoin integration in 2021. I've been talking about how bullish it is. Took like 3 years for like actually it to kind of start being realized and projects to really, figure out about it and everything. So I don't know why it took so long, but we got, really successful projects like Liquidium and Odin.fun that are usually utilizing the internet computer, top Bitcoin DeFi projects to make the best Bitcoin DeFi possible. Because at the end of the day, the user only cares about the user experience, and they don't actually give a fuck what it's built on. To be honest, they don't give a fuck if it's decentralized or not. No trader, people making money, give a shit about that kind of stuff. They just want the best user experience possible. And I think when it comes to Solana Chain Fusion, it's going to get super, super interesting because I think there's going to be a lot of creative developers and creative teams that are going to find ways to build products for Solana that are not possible to build just straight on Solana. So basically Solana dApps that are utilizing ICP Chain Fusion and can do things that no other Solana dApp can do because of the ICP Chain Fusion. And I think it's going to be super, super interesting to see who's able to capitalize this in the near future. As I said with the Ethereum Chain Fusion, don't care. Ethereum's in the dump. But yeah, I think the Bitcoin Chain Fusion and the Solana Chain Fusion are going to end up being two big winners. Once again, I think it's just a matter of time. And yeah.
They typically require external users to trigger liquidations when users don't have enough collateral for their loans. This can be replaced by a smart contract on ICP that runs autonomously on a timer. Bitcoin is the world's most established and trusted cryptocurrency, but it has limited smart contract capabilities, which make it difficult to trade Bitcoin and new Bitcoin assets like runes and ordinals in a decentralized way. With Chain Fusion, ICP smart contracts can programmatically control Bitcoin. You can imagine a decentralized exchange on ICP that makes it easy to trade Bitcoin and Bitcoin assets. Decentralized prediction markets have received a lot of attention lately. A challenge is how you resolve markets in a decentralized way. Here, you can imagine a smart contract on ICP that uses decentralized HTTP calls to resolve such markets in a decentralized way.
I think the reason why prediction markets blew up is people just really like to gamble and bet on shit. It's just as simple as that. So
ICP's unique capabilities make it more than just a blockchain. It's a platform that connects ecosystems and eliminates the barriers between them. With Chain Fusion, we're taking a big step toward a world where you can use the best pieces of every blockchain in one unified experience. Join us on our journey towards world computer.
You know what? This was probably the best. Out of all the videos I reacted to from the Definity YouTube channel, this was probably the best one. I don't know why. I think, Manu hit all the right points. And really, yeah, I mean, it was pretty understandable. Obviously, there's a lot of shit in there I don't even really understand. I don't think most people understand unless you're technical. But I think, it was a good presentation and people kind of got the gist of it and stuff. And I really think this narrative is going to play out. I think it's going to take time. And right now, the current state of the market is just absolutely absurd. Nobody knows where the fuck it's going. I don't fucking know. I think we're seeing max fear right now. And I think we do have some possible more downside to this market. But at the same time, I think the projects that are able to just keep building and keep working are gonna, really cook. And I'll tell you, for calling swap, we're gonna be cooking with Chain Fusion. Yeah. But that's all I got for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to go follow me on X at @AaronBremser_. Go join my Telegram, first link in the description. I'm giving out all my thoughts on the market and everything. And also make sure to go follow ConkSwap and start trading ConkSwap.io. And yeah, thank you for watching.